come in?
Yes, of course. Please take your seat. Thank you. Actually, both of us have a question that we want to discuss with you. We just get married last year and we are planning to buy a new house. I've deposited 4,000 ringgit for few months into my Maybank account and the annual interest rate is 8%. We wanted to know how much is the interest earned after 2 years of savings.
Now, the problem is, both of us are confused between simple interest and compound interest that the bank offers. How can we identify the difference between simple interest and compound interest?
Well, simple interest and compound interest is not hard to understand. Basically, simple interest is interest paid on the original principal only. Referring to your question just now, let's find out how much is the interest after 2 years. Before that, let me just recall the formula first. Use the following simple interest formula. I equals P times R times T, where P is the principal or money deposit, R is the rate of interest, T is time. We get I equals P times R times T. I equal to 4,000 times 8% and times 2. We got RM 640 ringgit, the total.
However, compound interest is the interest earned not only on the original principal, but also on all interest earned previously. In other words, at the end of each year, the interest earned is added to the original amount and the money is reinvested. If we use compound interest for the situation you just stated, the interest will be computed as follows. Interest at the end of the first year is I is equal to 4,000 times 0.08 times 1. So we will get 320 ringgit. Your new principal is now 4,000 plus 320. So we get 4,320 ringgit. Then interest at the end of the second year is I equal to 4,320 times 0.08 times 1. So we will get 345 ringgit and 60 cent. So your new principal is now 4,320 plus 345 ringgit 60 cent. So equals to 4,665 ringgit and 60 cent. So the total interest earned is equal to 4,665 ringgit 60 cent minus 4,000. We will get 665 ringgit 60 cent. The difference in money between compound interest and simple interest is 665 ringgit 60 cent minus 640 is equal to 25 ringgit 60 cent. Hope the difference between simple and compound interest is clear to you.
Now, we understand better between the simple interest and the compound interest.
Thank you so much for your explanation.
You're most welcome.
Thank you. Lately, I'm curious about one thing. I deposited 100 ringgit into my BSN savings account every month for 2 years and 7 months at 12% compounded monthly. Now, I don't know how to calculate the future value of this annuity at the end of the investment period. Can you help me figure it out?
Before we calculate, let's figure out first the formula of future value. Sn equals to R times bracket 1 plus I power of n minus 1 divided by I, where R is regular or periodic payment, which is 100, J is interest rate per annum, that 0.12, M is frequency, which refers to 12, and T is time in years, so 2 times 7 divided by 12 equals to 31. I is interest rate per compounding period. To find I, the formula is J divided by M equals to 0.12 over 12. N is number of periodic payment. To find N, formula is MT, which is 12 times 31 over 12. We get S31 equals 100 bracket 1 plus 0.12 over 12 power of 31 minus 1 divide by 0.12 over 12. Total is RM 3,613 ringgit 57 cents. So the future value of this annuity at the end of the investment period is RM 3613.27 cents.
Oh, that's cool. By the way, how much is the interest that I will get?
Well, that's easy to calculate if we use this formula. I is equal to S minus Rn, which is 3613.27 minus 100 times 31. We will get 513.27.
Thank you so much for your help. It really helps me a lot.
You're welcome.